Howdy! Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Nima Farah and today we're going to talk about punctuation. Before we start, what is punctuation? Punctuation is the use of conventional signs to understand and read the text correctly. Notice that there is no space before punctuation marks in the English language. Also, there is a list of all punctuation signs. Let me write it down. First, full stop, question marks, and exclamation marks. And exclamation mark. Let me write it here. Next, we have comma, colons and semicolons, semicolons, hyphens and dashes, hyphens and dashes, brackets, braces. Let me just write it down. Brackets, dashes, brackets, braces, and parentheses. And at the end, apostrophe. So, this is a full list of punctuation signs. Full stop, question marks, and exclamation mark, uh, comma, question mark, colons, semicolons, hyphens, and dashes, brackets, braces, parentheses, and apostrophe. Now let's get deeper and explain and talk about each of them. First of all, full stop. Since this video is going to be a very long video, I'm going to make it a part, like some parts. So in the first part, we will just talk about full stop, exclamation mark, and comma. So full stop is also called period. Let me just write it here. Period in American English. It is a punctuation sign that is used at the end of a statement or an abbreviation. Abbreviation is what we make a word shorter, like CIA, FBI, CNN, and others. We should remember that there is no space, once again, before full stop and one space after it. Okay? Know that the first letter after the full stop must be capitalized. And speaking of abbreviations, there are three kinds of abbreviation. Ones that are no full stops in them, like, let me just write them, like, I don't know, CIA or FBI, things like that. Ones that always have full stops, like, we say example, or, I don't know, ETC, or IE. Ones that sometimes have and sometimes don't have full stop. For example, master. We can write it as this, or let me fix this. Master, or just master with dot. AM like this, or AM with dot, or just AM capital. PM as well, something like that. So in British English, titles are usually written without the full stops and written with the full stops in American English. So if you follow the British accent, you're supposed to say, for example, Mr. Jack. But if you follow the American accent, you're supposed to say, to write Mr. Jack. Okay? In British, titles are usually written without the full stop and written with the full stops in American English. Also, in British English, you usually write AM and PM in lowercase, not uppercase, and with full stops. But in American English, you usually write them in uppercases letters and without full stop. They both are correct, and you can say you can use how you want. So, uh, AM like that, lowercase and with dots. AM or I don't know PM. American, no doubt, no full stops and all uppercase. If I want to give an example or full stop, I can say, I know, uh, I know you. Dots. This is full stop. Or she understood what you have said. Dot. Mr. Dot. Question mark and exclamation mark. Let me write it here. Question mark and marks and just mark. It's better. And exclamation mark. Sorry for my bad handwriting. So question mark is a simple, it's a sample. An exclamation mark is this one. Question mark is used at the end of a direct question, whether it starts with a WH question or not. The direct question is a statement that asks a question directly from the addressees. For example, where are you? Who are you? Are you okay? What are you doing now? What have you been up to? Or something like that. What's up? If I want to write something down, I would say, where are you? This one is full stop. On the other hand, an exclamation mark is used in the end of a sentence expressing strong emotions, such as surprise, anger, joy, things like that. Notice that what and how can be used at the beginning of a sentence to make an exclamatory phrase. What a beautiful day. Um, how fast you run. Sentences like that, we can have what or how in our exclamatory phrases. If I want to write down, I would say, "What a mistake! What a mistake!" With the mark, or for example, we can say, "How smart with this or how smart you are." Again, okay. Next one is comma. This is a sample of that. So comma has commas have three main jobs. Okay. One, to use to separate items on the list. Number one. Let me say to separate. To separate items on a list. Second, they come before certain conjunctions like and, but, so, or, for example, we say, I don't know, I went there, comma, and I saw Jack. Something like that. So, before conjunction, I would say. Conjunctions. And third, to add non-essential information. I would say non-essential. So first one, used to separate items on the list. We use comma to separate items on the list. We should know that the last item on the list comes with an and. For example, I have bought some rice. Let me just write it down with another color. I've bought some rice. Give me a moment. I don't want to write the comma now. Milk, uh, bananas, bread. Dot. Now here, I've got some rice, comma, milk, comma, bananas, and bread. So we have some. There's a list. Okay, rice, milk, bananas, and bread. We use comma after the first one, like we use a some comma rice, some rice, comma, and the last item before the last item we use and. Okay, so after the first item we start adding commas, and before the last item we use and. For example, we need to take water, fruits, sleeping bags, canned food, and tent for camping. Next one, before conjunctions. We can use comma before certain conjunctions and, but, so, or. For example, you can tell her, but she will get upset. Let me write it down in blue. You can tell her, but let me fix this. Handwriting is very bad with his laser pen. But she'll get upset. Now, if you want to do the punctuation, here we have dot. Okay? You can tell her this is a conjunction. Before that, should use comma. You can tell her, but she will get upset. And usually, in speaking, we wait like some seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds. You can tell her, but she will get upset, or you can tell her, but she will get upset. We wait for a little few moments, and then we can say. Next one, or let me just say another example. This was his last chance, so he took it. Let me write it. This was her last chance, and or so she took it. So we have dot here, period, full stop. This was her last chance, comma. So I took it. For the last chance, so we took it. We make some, we wait a little. And the last one, to add not essential information. It's mostly in some essays, articles. For that, we can use a comma or even two commas in our sentences. Not essential information means that you can remove this without changing the main meaning of sentence. As we can see, it's not essential. It's for more information, extra information. Usually, I go to school. Okay? Usually, I go to school. After adverbs, not essential. Look at how it usually. I go to school. We still have the meaning. Apparently, he was a very good painter. Or the best example I can say is, for example, we can say Beijing. Beijing, comma. Let me just write it. Okay. Beijing, which is the capital of China, which is the capital of China, has a mixture of modern. Let me not say Beijing, which is the capital of China, is in Asia. Is in Asia. So in this situation, we have an we have a non-essential phrase. So Beijing, you should say, comma, which is the capital of China, comma, is in Asia. Dot. So this part, let me change the thickness. So this one, capital of China, we have a non-essential clause, we can say. Beijing, which is the capital of China, is in Asia. If you just say Beijing is in Asia, it's completely correct and it has the meaning. Okay? And I wrote Asia wrong. Or no, it was correct. Yeah, we're back. Yeah, whatever. So, uh, this was the example, okay? There are many, there's also many other uses of commas. It's used to tell the date, numbers. It's used after adverbs. Comma is used in direct speeches, or I don't know. Comma is used to group adjectives. For example, numbers. Say $3 million. You can say, for example, let me say better. So, $3 million for numbers. Or we can say April the 1st, 1999, or I don't know, something like that. Or some direct speeches, like he said, I'm not going to do that. Okay, we say he said, comma, and here we have like double quotations, like blah blah blah, and then dot. Or for some group of adjectives, like there was a big, fascinating, marvelous wedding here. And that was that. It was part one. I'll make sure to upload other parts because yet we have other signs on the list like colons, semicolons, brackets, parentheses, apostrophe, braces, like that, hyphens and dashes. So we do be some parts. And thanks for watching. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions, you can just email me or contact me on Discord, Facebook, or you can just leave me a comment and I will check it out as soon as possible. So thanks again and take care of yourself. Goodbye.